Next speaker is an honor for me to introduce. She's a 16-year-old student at Cabell Midland High School, very much involved with learning as much as she can about the problems that we face here in our country, in our state, and a person that is attempting to educate her own classmates. Taylor Stevenson has her own website. It's T4AT, which represent Truth for American Teens. This is a young lady, folks, that we're going to need to keep an eye on. But she, too, is going to be one of those that the legacy from Washington will present the massive bills of what has gone on for the last 2 years. Taylor, come and join me if you would.
First, I'd like to apologize in advance. I'll be glancing down at my note from time to time. Unlike some people, I don't have the luxury of a teleprompter, so. In all seriousness, thank you so much for having me today to speak. I'm so honored to speak at the Tea Party. My name is Taylor Stevenson. I'm a junior at Cabell Midland High School in Ona. I've lived in West Virginia all my life, and I thank God every day that I was born in the most amazing country on earth. When I was little, my grandpa ran for House delegate, which gave me my first real glimpse at politics. Then in 2008, I told my parents not to tell me who they were voting for because I wanted to pick my own candidate. By doing that, it helped me find my own system of values and beliefs, and ever since, I've been very interested in current events in the political process. Today, as you heard, I write for a website called T4AT.com, Truth for American Teens, and I also have helped in the campaign in 2008, and I'm very, very active in politics right now. Being in high school, it's rare to find teens who actually have an interest in politics. At Cabell Midland, I often get frustrated with my peers because none of them really care what's going on, and they don't seem to care what's going on in this country we live in. This is dangerous because the problems of today are going to have a huge effect on them tomorrow. But the biggest problem facing them is one they know so little about: the United States national debt. As of last night, when I was looking at the U.S. debt clock, it was over $13.6 trillion and growing. That means that per citizen, it is $43,862, which is big. The problem my peers face in the future are not going to be who's dating who or what Beth said about Jill. No, my generation will be facing a $13.6 trillion debt created by the politicians who believe shoving money into the system will somehow fix the economy. But is my generation going to be able to pay all of it off? Definitely not. There's no possible way. How many of you have children? How many have grandchildren? These are the generations that will be left with this enormous debt. It will be my generation, the generation behind me, the next, and so on. And let me tell you, the debt isn't getting any lower anytime soon. Last night, while I was looking at the U.S. debt clock, I just kept watching it go up and up and up. It made me think about my future and the debt that I'll already have before I even have a job or anything. America can't afford it anymore. In the words of our founding fathers, we can learn a lot from them, the burden of debt is as destructive to freedom as subjugation by conquest. So how do we fix it? Well, for one, we can stop all the wasteful spending. Our politicians in Washington are taking your money and using it to fund useless projects like improving the landscaping at the Crown Plaza Hotel in Montana, making covered garages for bicycles in Oregon, gang tattoo removal in California, and research on swine odor in Iowa. Pretty sure everyone knows pigs smell. But those were just a few great ideas the government has on how to spend your money. How do our leaders in Washington expect us to trust them when all they do is spend, spend, spend? They expect us to believe they are looking out for us, when really they're only looking out for themselves. We do not work for them. They work for us, and it's time they start listening to we the people. America can't afford their spending habits any longer. Today, I'm crying out to all politicians in Washington. Think about my generation. We are the next generation of voters out there. We just want to grow up in the same America our grandparents grew up in, a time when the government did not have as much of a hand in how people ran their everyday lives. Parents, I'm asking you to please vote for a candidate who's looking out for your child's future. Don't just vote for the name of the party. Vote for a candidate that will work for you. And to all my fellow teenagers, I ask you to please get involved, become informed, learn the truth, and let our elected officials know we care and we're not going to accept this debt. Teens can also get involved, mainly read the Constitution. It'll tell you everything you need to know about how we run our government. Also, there's many other sources out there, such as websites, such as the one I write for, tparade.com, therightsphere.com, and teapartyyouth.com. And finally, Washington, it's time for you to live within your means like the hard-working people of America. Thank you for having me. God bless you. God bless America.